Hey guys, and welcome back to Unscripted. I've got another great episode lined up for you all today. He's a former teammate of mine, and I absolutely love playing alongside him. He's tough as nails, consistent every week, and one of the most selfless players you'll find. He does all the little things that make a team great. Mitch Kenny, welcome to the show, brother.
Thanks for having me. It's actually my first podcast, so
Is it
a little
really?
bit nervous, but I'm happy to be doing it with you, Habibi.
I love how we just got prim and proper now. Like,
yeah,
see, we're rolling.
I gotta stop doing that. I just gotta relax.
What's been happening?
Not much. Just bit of carnage straight after the season. Like 2 weeks of pretty responsible drinking. As you know,
of course,
everyone's weddings and like engagement parties and that start straight away in the off season. So that was pretty full on. And now I'm just trying to get a bit of routine and normality back in my life. And then I'm off to Borneo on Monday, actually.
Yeah, where is that?
It's a little island in Asia, kind of between Malaysia and Indonesia.
And why there?
There's a mountain I want to climb, and Borneo's home to like some really like amazing wildlife. So doing some wildlife safaris, going pretty deep in the jungle, chasing the Borneo Big Five.
And what's the Big Five?
Big Five's a pygmy elephant, which is like the smallest elephant in the world.
Really?
The orangutan. Borneo's home of the orangutan. The proboscis monkey, which is a monkey that kind of long nose, looks like it's got a cock hanging off its face.
Well, you know what? Funny that because everyone, a few boys used to make fun of me because of my big nose. But anyway,
yeah,
that's how
I see it. And then there's the rhinoceros hornbill, which is like just a rare bird, and crocodile. So you're looking for those.
Would you say you're an environmentalist?
Like not by trade, but I would say like
You have a passion for it.
yeah, I have a bit of a passion for the environment for sure.
Yeah, because I've seen you going on your hikes. You know, you go bird watching. You're a bit of a bird enthusiast, aren't you?
Somewhat. I'm very new to the bird game, but I get birding. Yeah.
You're very artsy. I find, don't you reckon?
I don't know if I'm that artsy. I'm not, I read a lot and I do some bad drawings, but I don't know if I'm that artsy.
Can you tell me about the drawings? I just remembered. I wanted to ask you this. I think I messaged you on Insta, but you didn't get back to me.
That's the usual.
I was very confused.
It depends what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Do you remember what we were talking about?
Yeah. Like there was like drawings, and you like say this was Dylan or.
Oh yeah. That was just
what kind of drawing is that? How would you describe that?
It's a doodle. That's doodling.
Doodling.
That's classic doodling.
Classic doodling. Okay.
Not a scribble. Now, I always, since I was a kid, always liked drawing. My brother's a really good drawer, so I probably got that from him. Like, I've stolen a lot of his hobbies. A lot of the outdoorsy sort of nature stuff I've learnt from my brother. So, yes.
What's your favourite bird?
Favourite bird? It's a good question. When I first started getting into going out bird watching, I was looking for a peregrine falcon heaps in this lookout at the Glenbrook Gorge, and because this spot where it's known for peregrine falcons to go by. And I went there for probably 5 times before I finally saw one. And that was like the first time I saw a bird that I'd been out on the hunt for. So
really?
Maybe the peregrine falcon. Fastest bird in the world.
What? Is it?
Yes, it is.
Wow. I like my birds. I grew up with birds. I grew up with rainbow lorikeets.
Like in the house?
In the house, yeah.
Yeah,
pets.
right.
Cockatoos. Yeah. Trying to remember if there was any like obviously the budgies and stuff like that, but I didn't have them for too long. Budgie Smuggler. Shout out to them. You had a wedding last week.
I was. Yeah, Billy Burns, good mate of mine. We sort of came through the grades together at Penrith, been good mates for a long time. And that was another first. I was the MC of that wedding. So that was a lot of fun. I tried to keep a lid on it until my duties were over. And then let the hair down. But, man, it was huge.
How did you go for your first MC event?
Yeah, I reckon I was pretty happy. I'm pretty chuffed. I got some good feedback. My jokes landed, thankfully, and had a good time.
I find emceeing so nerve-wracking.
Have you done it? I could see you'd be good at that.
I've done like sort of, like half did it, not deep dived into it. I was at a wedding. I think it was my cousin. It was my cousin's wedding. But yeah, like I break up
the mic. You'd be sweet.
Yeah, but I need a bit of liquid courage.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it sober.
Yeah, no, I had a couple under my belt, but you don't want to be sloppy. Like you want to be respectful as well.
Of course, of course.
There's a fine line, and I felt like I walked the tightrope pretty well.
Your ear's looking sore. Is that sore?
Oh, thank you, Josh.
Sorry, I spotted it.
Nah, it's not sore. It's probably like it's got to the point now where I can't really feel it. Like probably can't really get any worse because it's all sort of just dead now. There's nothing else to get inflamed in there really.
Yeah.
So I just walk around this big piece of mangled concrete on my head.
People think you're a fighter?
People think I'm a fighter, and I don't mind that because it makes me look a lot tougher than what I actually am. So I have never had trouble on a night out, probably because people think you throw a punch and I've never thrown one in my life.
I love that. I've never had a collie before. Does it hurt?
Yeah, initially. When you're draining it heaps and it's going up and down.
What's the pain like? How would you describe it?
Oh, bro, it's just so sensitive. Like, it's hard to sleep on it. It's so annoying. And then earphones don't fit in anymore. And so,
You're getting signals? You're getting signals? Radio signals?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Sorry, I didn't
So
mean
glad you brought it
to.
up.
I meant to
Good
bring it
legend.
up. Have you caught up with any of the boys in the off season? Are you going to get meet up with them at all?
Yeah, I've seen just a couple of boys at events over the last few weeks, but no, everyone's sort of spread out now.
Yeah.
I go to Borneo, I'm just going on my own. So
Are you?
Yeah, just find myself in the jungle there, and then I'll come back. I got another Jack Cogger's wedding,
Far out.
and I'll see a few people there, and then I've actually got a Bucks party over in the States, and that's Nathan and I are in the same friendship group there, so I'll see him for that when he comes over from England.
That's why I brought it up, because Nate told me you were going over there. I was like,
Yeah,
far out,
it
mate.
should be pretty fun. We go to Nashville and Miami.
How do you find the season?
Man, it's good. Like, obviously we fell short of what we wanted to do, but I think there's still a lot to be proud of, and you know, it was certainly probably the most challenging season we've had in a while. Yeah, and I still look back at that time we were struggling and can't exactly put my finger on what went wrong, but you know, I'm hoping this group will learn a lot and we'll be better for it next year.
There's an obvious contrast, like the way you guys started this year compared to the other 4 years, completely different. Was there a theme going to this season? Like, you know how you've got, like, I don't know, it could be like climbing Everest, or it could be creating a legacy. Like, do you have like a motto? Was there a motto or a specific saying that you kind of live by?
Yeah, we don't do that at the start of the year. Those like themes we start playing with and extended metaphors and stuff like that, they come into play around finals time. And we did have one this final series, and I hope I don't get in trouble for saying this. It's something we're allowed to talk about, but we were looking at this sort of legendary samurai, and the idea of the Ronin who goes around, he travels around and he battles people in their territory, because we weren't going to have a home final because we weren't in the top 4. We sort of tried to draw a little bit of inspiration on going out and versing people in their backyards.
Is that from a book?
It is from a book. It's from a book called The Five Rings. Masashi is the samurai that we're sort of looking at.
Have you read that book?
No, I tried to read a little bit of it. It was so old and so dry. I struggled with that.
What do you read? What is your choice of book?
Man, I'm mainly fiction. Like, I don't read much non-fiction, so I just sort of like fantasy, horror. I'm in a book club as well, so I'm always reading something for that, which I'm not picking, so it's always something random.
I'm the complete opposite. I'm non-fiction.
Yeah, a lot of people are.
My wife is full fiction, loves it.
Yeah.
Akata and all that kind of jazz.
The romantasy is big with all the women at the moment as well, like all those fantasy.
Do you read any spicy books?
Nah, no smart for me yet, but who knows? Who knows? Never say no. I'm very open-minded.
You just reminded me. What's that ex-footballer's name?
Luke Bateman.
Thank you.
Luke Bateman, yeah.
He is just absolutely played it to a T,
Yeah,
isn't
I
he?
know. He's you got to respect it.
Oh,
but,
just in a tractor,
yeah.
muddy, sweaty,
bro, he's putting
buff.
He's putting some of that dirt on him for sure as well. But
100%.
to his credit, like, he's found a little gap in the market and he's braining it. Like, I saw his page the other day, and it's massive, eh? It's massive.
Mate, he's absolutely taken off. Good on him. Back to your season and the Penrith season, Panthers season.
Coming back from Bateman.
Yeah, exactly. We'll come back to that. Do you think like moving stadiums hurt you a bit as well? Because like obviously having the Penrith stadium you created a bit of a fortress. You're in the heart, in the community, embedded there, and it is a tough place to play. Let's face it, for opposition teams. But do you reckon that kind of threw you out of whack?
Oh man, like, obviously I don't want to make excuses.
No.
We're not in the business of that, but for sure it's definitely got to be a factor, right? And like, I think there were a few things going on this year which certainly didn't help us, but ultimately there was a lot that we could have done right that we weren't doing at the start of the year, and ended up making it really hard for ourselves. And you know, we obviously went on that big run, but I just felt like that big run we went on and how much we had to put in and just clawing back, and the emotional and the physical toll from that, I felt like that just caught up with us in the end. Like, I feel like in the late stages of the season we were pretty poor in second halves, and I feel like that was just probably like a culmination of fatigue that was just come about physically and mentally from just having to scrap so hard from the bottom this year. And we did it to ourselves, so there's no excuse, but I just felt like maybe we just ran out a bit of puff. And I reckon, you know, I hate to say it because we always pride ourselves on being like super fit and working harder than the opposition, but it felt like in the second half of that Broncos game that they were probably fitter than us and fresher than us, and that's a bit of a tough pill for us to swallow. But we just couldn't contain them. We just didn't have it in the legs.
Speaking of that game in particular, do you reckon you guys were kind of coasting a little bit because you had that lead and you were trying to protect it?
Yeah, we certainly weren't trying to. We're certainly trying to do the opposite of that, like something that we talk about a lot. Like, historically, we haven't been a side in the last sort of 5 years, 6 years that's blown teams off the park heaps. Like, even if you look at the periods of like when we were really dominant, we weren't beating teams 40-6 very often and stuff like that. We were winning by like 2 or 3 tries. And it's something we try not to make a habit of, and we certainly don't have the like attitude of we'll just get out ahead and we'll just hold on to that. We wanted to go out and do it again and put the game to bed and go after it, but we just come out of the sheds pretty flat, and they came out and obviously they had the big crowd behind them, and they had all the momentum, and we just couldn't wrestle it back from them. They were too good in that 40 minutes for us, and it just felt like we just couldn't come up with the answers, and we just sort of physically couldn't go with them a little bit, as hard as that is to actually say.
I want to rewind a bit. I think the turning point was round 12 from memory against Newcastle when you guys got beat. It was in Bathurst, I believe.
It was, yeah.
Why was that the turning point? What happened? What changed for you guys to get back on the train tracks and, obviously make it an upward on that ladder? Yeah,
man. So I feel like at the start of the year, we were losing all those games, and we were always kind of saying to each other, like, it's going to be all right. And we were pretty positive about everything. And the language we were using is like, we just need to relax, we'll be all right. Like, trust. And then got to Bathurst, and that was in the origin period for us. So we were missing a couple of our heavyweights. And origin period's always been a bit of a challenge for us the last few years, as you can imagine. But I feel like we've always handled it pretty well. But this year we went out to Bathurst, and it was like a chance for us to, even though we didn't have like all our stars, to really showcase what we're about. And we've always been really proud of the way we've played those games without sort of like our representative guys. But that game we were awful. And if like we were meant to be showcasing what we were about, that was not who we wanted to be. And that was like one of the most embarrassing losses I've been a part of in my time at Panthers. And Ivan was filthy and gave us a pretty well-deserved dressing down. And we came in and had a pretty honest review after that game. And everyone talks about that being the line in the sand moment. And it's because from that day, the intensity of training just skyrocketed.
Wow.
We just stopped being, not to say we started being rude to each other or anything like that, but we just stopped being as nice to each other. And
challenging each other.
Yeah, we're challenging each other and holding each other to account, holding yourself to account first, but holding each other to account. Being a little bit more ruthless with each other, the way we spoke to each other on the field. And no one likes to make mistakes, and you still want to be empathetic, but we started just being a bit more hard-nosed about everything, and that sort of that set us on the right path.
Who drove those standards?
The leaders at the time, which Matty Eisenhuth, Scotty Sorensen, I was there too, because like we were missing sort of a Yoey Dill, Nat, those sorts of guys. So sort of came from, I suppose, us older guys that were still around and trying to bring the younger, or maybe not younger, but less experienced guys with us, and everyone bought into it. It was really good. Like everyone had the same reaction, and it was from sort of the youngest guy to the oldest guy. Everyone could talk to each other the same with that same urgency. So,
you like your red wine?
I don't mind my red wine.
Shall we pour a glass?
Let's do a glass.
I could do a glass. It's been a long day. It's been a long day.
It's 2:30. It's been a long day. it's been the longest day.
Oh, for me, honestly, I had a shoot in the morning. I trained.
Oh, poor you.
I know. Just far out.
Someone's got to do it though. Hey,
that's so tough. No, to be honest, my 2-year-old's just too much at the moment. Here we go. What have we got here? Oh my God, you actually bought this. Oh my God.
What are you working there? Cab Sav.
What have we got here?
Josh.
It's a Penfolds.
Josh.
Thank you, Jordan.
Thank you, Jordan.
Well, how do I open this?
Cut it off?
Well, do you want the honours?
No. I'll make a meal of it. This is your show.
No.
Unscripted.
Okay, this is unscripted.
Here.
All right, let's go. What are we doing here?
Take the script off his bottle.
So let's go here. So we got to cut it right.
Yeah.
This is water. Here we go. There we go. Wow. What am I doing here? This could be very bad.
You got it.
You reckon that's it?
You got it.
You know, it's been a while. A long time.
Has it?
Yeah, I've never been a big drinker, so to speak. But I've also been doing this challenge. And it's... thank you, brother.
Thank you.
And I don't know, I've been getting a lot of compliments lately. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. My dad told me...
That'll be new for you.
Yeah. Well, my dad told me... he goes, have I been training? And every time he asks me that,
you happy with that?
It's implying, he's implying that I've either lost weight or I'm, losing weight.
Right.
And what's going on here?
You're going the opposite way, I reckon.
Are you sure?
You're going, swing it to your right.
Yeah, I was doing that. and then it wasn't working. There we go. We're on now. Yeah, and he was implying that I was looking thin, but brother,
Do you like that?
I tell him, brother.
Thin or like shredded?
No, like I'm looking thin.
Yeah.
And I go, listen here, brother. I go, I'm 100 kilos of pure muscle mass.
Are you 100 still?
I'm 100 kilos at the moment.
You're a thick boy.
Yeah, pretty thick. What's going on here?
You gotta give it a hit.
What's going on here, man?
Yeah, no. You gotta put the thing in and go up.
Yeah, I'll be trying that.
No. And now go up with the black. Yeah, you gotta do that and then pull. Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying that. Was I not?
No, you weren't.
Well, maybe because the mic's there, I can't see
it's
it.
the mic.
Yeah, it's the mic. It's the mic. We got there. I broke out in a sweat doing that.
Me too. I shouldn't have worn grey. Eh? Getting nervous.
Yeah, why did you wear grey today?
I don't know, bro. It's my first time. Give me a break.
Oh, here we go.
Thank you, brother.
Wait. We have to. Yeah, of course we cheers. Of course.
I'm glad you got there eventually.
Oh my god. Oh,
Hopefully we're not on a schedule.
complete retard. Salute, my friend. Salute.
Thank you.
Now let's have a look. Well, so what you do is, yeah. So place it down.
No,
give
that's
it
a
bit
good.
of a swell.
That's a good job. That.
Is it?
What is this?
Give it a bit of a swell.
This is also performative male masterclass.
What aromas did you get from it? Getting blackberry.
Yeah.
A bit of dirt.
Dangleberry.
Yeah. That is
Smooth.
very nice.
Beautiful.
Penfolds,
Thank you very
one of
much,
the best.
brother.
Thank you very much.
Shout out
That's very
Penfolds.
good. Where were we, by the way?
Don't know.
Oh, yeah. After the slow start, you guys ended up finishing 7th.
Yep.
Right, which is a pretty good result where you came from.
Yeah.
And there's like a theory, myth, whatever you want to call it, that if you don't make the top 4, rule your chances out for winning a premiership. Do you believe that to be true?
No. Like, I think this year, we could have won from outside the top 4. But, no, the reason that has been true for such a long time is because the advantage of finishing in the top 4 is so great. And we've been lucky enough to do that a lot of times. And, yeah, and I think maybe that sort of played into the sort of result against Brisbane. Like I said, it felt like they were probably a bit fresher, had a bit more run in the legs, and probably comes with a week off. But no, I reckon we had everything we need to get it done. We just fell short. Like I 100% back Ivan's move to rest everyone in the last round. I think that was
100%.
I think in the circumstances that was going to put us in the best position to have a crack at it. You know, and I don't look at that period or that decision at all with I look at that and think that was the right move for sure, but we just fell short.
Obviously, hindsight's a beautiful thing, but there is a what if I like to think about if you did finish in the top 4. What if do you guys win another premiership?
Oh man, it's one of those things where I don't think about that because it just didn't happen, and I'll just bang my head against the wall if I think about it or not. I think about what happens if we won in round 6 or round 8 and we put ourselves in a better position. So I just don't really entertain that too much because I'm trying to enjoy my off season.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Well, I actually got something for you. You probably have plenty of these, but I thought, you know what? I might as well gift you another. A good friend of Best
Oh, my brother.
would like to gift you
Oh.
a Panthers jersey.
Good. Thank you so much.
There you go.
Shout out Best
Showcase that. Now, it's been quite a journey for you in that jersey, for that club.
Yes.
You're a Penrith junior. What is the most memorable moment you've had in that jersey?
It's a big question, bro. Most memorable, there are a lot, but I think potentially winning the 2023 grand final. That was I was lucky enough to win a grand final in. What do you want me to do? Hold this up. Yeah. I was lucky enough to win a comp in 22 as well, and I also started as a hooker in that final series. But really, I was playing like a supplementary role to Api. I would go out for the first 20 minutes like a headless chook, and I would try and soften him up or take the sting out of the game, and then he would come on and run a mark. And then he left the club, and that was massive shoes to fill. And I started that year in 23 pretty slow, and we were having some teething issues with me at 9. And, you know, I was copping a bit of probably well-deserved flack, and had to sort of ride out some tough periods. And I got through that, and we ended up going on to, make that final. And it was like my first time 80 minutes starting hooker. It was all me. And we won, and it just felt like kind of like the biggest validation for me, like that I was where I belonged to be, and that I was capable of everything that I hoped I was and was working towards. And that one was probably the most special grand final or moment for me in this jersey so far.
What does that jersey mean to you in the club?
Bro, it's I've been asked that question a lot, like over the years, and I sort of fumble around and waffle through an answer, and I'm not.
Is it because you're in the thick of it at the moment? You can't reflect.
I think so, man. Like, I think it's one of those times like you reflect when it's all over. But this club is like, it's such a big part of my life, and that could be true for any footballer. But like the connections I have at the club, like not just my teammates, but like just the relationships I've made, not only like with everyone, they mean the world to me. Like, I learn so much from everyone in the building every day outside of footy. Like, we just have the best group, and those guys are like the best dads and the best partners and the best mates. And I just, it's a bit of a cliche when people say like I wouldn't be who I am without this club or this team, but for me it's so true. I feel like when I'm being the best version of myself, I'm embodying sort of all the things that we try and do as a team and as a club, and I'm just super proud to play for these guys.
I love that, brother. Well, you can keep that jersey. You can just add it to the collection.
Thank you. Thank you.
And you can get all your NRL official merch at any Best and Less stores or online.
Shout out Best and Less.
Shout out. You spoke about Api. I want to dive deep into that if we can, because like obviously everyone knows Api to be a quality hooker. Probably one of the best hookers we've seen in the last 10 years. Yeah. So it's a pretty big shadow over you. How was it stepping into the hooker role and actually being independent and claiming to be your own in the initial stage when you left?
Yeah, it was challenging, man. Like, I was never going to be Api. I just couldn't, even if I threw everything at it, trying to be another version of Api. I just don't have it in me. We're different people with different skill sets and different physical abilities. And, internally, there was never any pressure on me to be Api. It was just to go out and do my job the best I could in my own way. But I was just struggling to find my feet for a little bit. It was sort of like my first year having to sort of play extended minutes in the NRL, because obviously with COVID in 20 and 21, and I wasn't really a part of the team. And then in 22, I was coming off the bench or starting, but in that small role. 23 was like the first time I was playing like 80 minutes at hooker in the NRL for a long time. And it's no sob story, but I didn't start playing hooker until I was 21 and came into first grade. So I was just still learning so much. And yeah, I wasn't playing super crash hot at the start of the year, and naturally people were looking at that loss and talking about it, and fair enough, like you said, so good and was such a big part of our team, and then all of a sudden you got someone coming in and they're not doing a great job and the team's not functioning as well. But I had a lot of encouragement and support from the right people, my teammates, my family, and importantly my coaches, and they just wanted me to just work at my game and just become the best version of myself, which is all I was trying to do. And I was confident that if I kept putting the work in, it would turn, and it started to. And I started to sort of make that jersey my own, and sort of have found my own role in the team, and I bring different things to the team than what Api did. But, we just adjust, and I just keep trying to sort of develop. You
said it yourself, like you're completely two different hookers, two different styles. What you do, he can't do. Well, obviously what he can do, you can't do. But did you feel you go into a position where, because he was so good and he made a name for himself, that you were trying to replicate what he does so well?
Not really, because I just can't. Like, if I try to do all the head fakes and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, well, so what makes him such a good hooker?
Yeah, I just think, well, one thing about Api, and anyone who's like really into their footy will tell you, he's probably just got the best deception in the league. Like, he's telling lies all the time. He can contort his body in so many different ways, and he can look this way, pump that way, come back, dummy. Like, he can just do things that no other hooker really can. And certainly not myself. I was flat out passing left to right when I first came into grade. So there was never any pressure or even ambition to try and do what he did. It was just trying to get my fundamentals right. And I learned a lot from Api, but it probably wasn't so much those things. It was just the way he saw the game. Like, there's still things in Api's game which make him great that aren't all those things, and that he's a tough character for a really small guy. He gets targeted every week, but holds his gloves up and punches above his weight. Like, he's tough. He's low-key aggressive as well. Not many people realise that, and I think that's really important in the league. And, like, just the principles, like the way he sees the game about, like, winning the middle of the ruck and not worrying about trying to go around teams till you've earned the right and stuff like that. Those are things that I learnt from him, and the way he sees the game, I learned that a bit from him. But yeah, I had to develop my own skill set and find out what works for me.
If we're talking about KPAs, key performance areas, what makes a very good hooker in today's game? What do you need?
Yeah, like the fundamentals are always going to be like, just I think in the NRL, just being a good defender, I think is super important, especially as a 9. If you can be a good defender, it's such an asset to a lot of teams because you're going to make, if you're out there for the whole time, you're going to make 40, 50, even if you're the best defender, but especially if you're not a strong defender. So it pays to be a good defender in the middle, and your big boys around you will love you for that. And then obviously quality service, having a good read on the game, having a good feel for things, and being able to identify things is important. And hooker's still one of those positions where I think you can be a different type of player and it works across different teams. Like I reckon if you look at all the sort of top hookers around the league, they all have different skill sets. Like what Harry does is different from what Api does, and what Api does is different to Brayley and Robbo, but they're all the best in their own way. So
True.
I think there's a few, just fundamentals. They probably go for any position on the field, man. But yeah, get your defence right, get your passing right, and have good communication with your spine is probably the main thing.
Speaking on D for a minute, like you guys are obviously a spot in the defensive line, obviously because most of the time you guys are the shorter guy. How did you build that courage to actually take on the bigger guys and make your tackles?
I don't think that's something I really had to put much thought into. Like I played all my SG ball in all my 20s as a lock or a back rower, so being in the middle of it and being a defender was sort of always my bread and butter. And so that's probably the thing that I've come into grade and leaned on heaps and try to make my point of difference is line speed and contact and trying to be an aggressive hooker who is able to maybe put a bit of a shot on the front rower every now and then. Also gets out of my ass every now and then as well. But it's not something I had to like really be like, all right, this week I really want to focus on my D. I'm probably lucky in that regard that has sort of always been a cornerstone of my game, and I've always been able to lean on that.
Going back to your team, back to the culture of the club, everyone talks about like the 1%ers, that the little things matter and whatnot. Day to day, what does that look like? Like I got a small taste of it in 2020, but right now, currently, what does it look like day to day at training? Yeah,
let's talk about like the 1%ers. I just reckon talking to other people across the league who are different clubs, it sounds like we probably still have a bit of an edge on a lot of clubs when it comes to attention to detail.
I find
like everything in Penrith is pretty uniform, like not in a military sense, but like in the defensive line, it's expected that like everyone has the same foot up like before they take off the line. If we're in wrestle, even though everyone's sprawled out in a gym and we're doing like heavy ground drills, those sort of wrestling techniques, it's expected that everyone faces the same way, is on the same side, going at the same time, that everyone's talking no matter what, in between drills, that no one body language is big. Like, yeah, you're hurting, but if you're crouching over and looking weak and pulling a pain face, that's just money for the opposition. So we try to just really train the way we play, and that's a high intensity and with the real, high attention to detail as well.
Because I feel when I look back in 2020, man, that was such a special year in my career because of how connected and how the amount of buy-in we had from the whole group. Like everyone truly believed in winning a premiership.
Yeah.
And it was all about the team. It was never about the individual. Like even to the we talk about little things, right? About like in the gym, like if we saw someone like slacking on a rep, like even if it's on a chin up and no one locked out their elbows, just little things like that. Like everyone was onto it, and no one like ever fought back. Like if you call me out and I didn't do it properly, I'll do it again for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like that was such a rare thing. Like,
we still, and like I'm really lucky because I don't know any different. So it's not like I've come and been like, oh wow, you guys do this. Like I've just been really fortunate to be around in this period where that's the norm to me. And I've seen blokes get called out, and we've developed a culture where ego is so secondary, and blokes cop it on the chin if they're doing the wrong thing, and they like the buy-in, like you said, is massive. But I think you can only do that when it's authentic and when the person holding you account is doing everything right themselves, no matter how hard it is for them. It lives up on those standards. And the connection is so strong at Penrith. Like, I don't reckon, and I don't know if this is rare or not, like this might just be common, but I literally reckon at Penrith there isn't two people in the squad of 30 that couldn't go for coffee. Like, you know what I mean? Like any two. Like Isaiah Yeo with the youngest guy in the squad and et cetera. Like we're actually such good mates out there that you're like, you can pull your mate up because he knows you care about you. He knows it's coming from a good place, and he knows that you want him to get better.
So strong, because I truly believe that culture eats strategy for breakfast every day of the week. Like if you don't believe that?
No, I get it. It was just powerful.
Oh, thank you. No, I just believe that because like if I take the footy field with a group of boys that will do anything for each other, compared to a team that's so tactically sound, you still might find chinks in their armor. Like when the things get tough, they're up against it, you probably can get the roll on them.
Yeah. I think you see that. Across the league. There's teams that like they might be the best attacking team in the comp, but if you stay relentless and keep taking them to a dark place, that they'll fold. And that's probably speaks to a bit about what you're saying.
Spot on. You've got the luxury to play alongside elite players like Yowie, Dylan, Nath. What makes them so special? And I know it's sometimes hard to kind of give compliments to your teammates.
Yeah, I don't want them to see this. Cut it out or block them. No, I think the biggest thing I've learnt from those three, and there's plenty. But
Mardo as well, Moses. Yeah. The list goes on.
I think the biggest thing I've learnt from those guys is just that they give themselves no excuses. So they, like, throughout the week, they tick every box in terms of like their physical prep, their mental prep, like what we're doing in terms of strategy, etc. They give themselves no excuses so that come game day, their performance rests all on them. They can never come off the field. They can never come in and go, oh yeah, but I didn't sleep well the night before, like, or I ate differently, or like they'll never give themselves an out. And I just think that's a pretty cool thing, because I think it's so natural to, like, as an athlete or as a person who's going in the face of challenge, and you sort of always want an excuse if you come up short.
Of course.
But these guys they just never do it. They'll never be able to say after a loss. They'll never be able to point the finger at anything. They'll just always let the blame rest solely on their shoulders, because they live and die by the fact that they'll have no excuse, and they'll tick every box in the lead up to their prep. And I think I've always been a pretty good trainer, but I've learnt to become a lot more of a professional from those guys. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
The list goes on in terms of people leaving as well. We've lost Jerome, Fish, and a number of others. Did you feel the effect out of those two in particular in this season?
Yeah.
From their absence?
We always feel the effect, I reckon. Yeah, but I don't look at that as a reason why we started poorly. I think there was more something that creeped in to our training and the way we're probably just letting a few things slide and in pre-season, and also just struggling to get reps in pre-season and together. Like,
I think that was a big thing. Yeah, that was a big thing, because you obviously got Blaze coming in at 6.
Yeah.
Nathan was recovering from a shoulder surgery. Dylan was recovering from shoulder surgery.
Dylan, Nath, and Blaze all spent pre-season in rehab.
Makes total sense then.
And like our first week of training together was before Vegas. So then we went out to Vegas and we had like a pretty decent win. And then we probably thought like, oh, we're sweet.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the case. And probably got lulled in a bit of a false sense of security. And then before we knew it, we were just stuck in this spiral and just sort of didn't know how to get out. And yeah.
When you played the Tigers this year, I found you guys a bit emotional, a bit too emotional. Like obviously coming up against Jerome for the first time. Sonia as well.
Yeah.
Did you notice that, or is it just me?
Man, I got hyped up for that more than I normally do.
Yeah.
Like, I love those guys, always will. But that was like when we were just starting to get ourselves back on track, and I was like, there's no way I'm letting these guys pull us back down to where we were, sort of thing. And,
yeah.
They would, like, we're teammates and we're like former teammates and brothers, and we're always going to like want the best for each other, but 100% they would have had an extra bit of feeling of wanting to bring us down, because they're moving on and they're trying to, justify their move and their career direction, and that's only normal. So yeah, there's probably a bit of spice in that, but we weren't lippy with each other on the field or anything. It's just two teams and where we were in the season and where we were trying to get to. Like, that game meant a lot, and it just so happened that we were going up against a lot of our old mates.
Yeah. Off topic.
Let's go. Here we go.
I actually didn't have it. I didn't send this question to you, but it just come into my head. Let me take you back to 2020. Do you know what I'm going to bring up?
I don't know what you're going to bring up.
Lockdown. Let me paint the picture. It's lockdown. the competition's halted, and we're all obliged to keep fit and train because I think there was a good feeling that the competition was going to restart again, right? We had optimism.
Yeah.
And we used to we had a WhatsApp group, so everyone's sending in photos or videos of training and stuff like that. And our good friend here, training partners, we used to go down to the park and train. But there was one time, and obviously we couldn't train together because of social distancing, I think it was at the time. What a fucking ridiculous time.
Crazy.
And we went to a local gym, a friend of mine owned it, called One Padstow.
Yeah.
Anyway, we tarped up the windows so no one could see us. So it was only us two, right?
Yeah.
So we're training, music's blaring, whatever, 7 a.m, nice and early. And all of a sudden we get banging on the door. And
Bro, I shit myself.
I didn't know what to think. I found it funny, but at the same...
It wasn't that big of a deal, but at the time...
everything was heightened.
Yeah.
And you were like obviously one of the younger guys coming through, and I was the experienced head.
I was just scared. I was scared.
We ran for the fire exit, and we're hiding in there while the owner talks to him.
Yeah, we're hiding under the stairs.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, the owner tells us, my good friend goes, "I'll come inside, we'll train again." Put the music back on, training, lifting weights, banging again. We skid, and then he tells us, just to come up. We walk in. Anyway, we gave ourselves up. We're training.
How bothered must the neighbour have been to WCNA? Someone just sitting at home.
What a loser. But to be fair, they were cool. Like, they didn't...
Nah, the cops are good.
Cops are great.
That stuff must have been happening so many times a day. Like, and they couldn't really care that much. But when I was under that stairwell, I thought I was going to jail. I was scared. I was not happy to be there. And I was angry at you.
Oh, what a
time. You were bringing me down.
were you legit? You didn't show it. Were you angry with me?
Nah, I wasn't that angry for you. But I was very willing to blame you.
I mean, you would have thrown me under the bus.
Yeah, I was going to rat in this.
Good times.
It was.
You've gone from mowing lawns, taking care of the ground and whatnot, to a multi-premiership hero for the Panthers.
I don't know about hero, but...
Well, I want to give you as many raps as I can.
Thanks.
Can you put it in perspective at all? From where you started to where you are now?
Yeah, like, again, going back to it's like one of those things I'll probably reflect more on it when it's done. And right now... yes, like I never thought I'd be in this position. It's wild to me, and I don't think about it that much. And I try not to think about it that much because I find myself in this position. I just want to see how far I can take it. Like, so I'm not really like. If it would have stopped tomorrow, I would be content. But I know I've got more in front of me, so I just want to squeeze everything out of the lemon. I want to see how good I can get, how much success I can achieve, and just while I'm in it, just. You really get everything out of the game that I can, and then I feel like I'll really sit back and reflect on it. But it is wild, man. Like, a lot of people say it, and I'll say it, and I always will. Like, if you told me when I was 16 that I was going to play one NRL game, I would have been over the moon. And now to be sitting here with you after winning 3, being involved in 4, like, it's unbelievable, man. Like, I pinch myself every day, and like. I say I'm lucky a lot, and people pull you up and say, it's not luck, mate, it is hard work. And of course it's hard work, but you need a bit of luck to sort of be in the right place at the right time, and an opportunity to present itself in front of you, and then it's up to you to take it. And, I just feel so lucky that I landed at the Panthers where they did, when I did, and an opportunity popped up. And, I'm just so, I'm proud. I'm proud that I took it, and I'm proud of everything I've done, but I want so much more, so...
I remember like yesterday when you made your debut against Para. We were 0-5 at the time.
Yeah.
Battle of the West.
0-7.
Playing at what was it?
I think it was like 0-7 or something like that. It was round 11. You were 2 from 9. You might not have been 0 from 7. You're 2 from 9.
Okay.
It's probably 5. You're right.
And we got off to a shocking start. You debut. We all got around it. It was like we got a shot of energy because we were so happy for you. And whatnot. You're obviously a likable character. And playing against Para at Combank Stadium was always going to be a big game. They were going okay then at the time. We win. And I feel like that kicked us into gear a bit as well.
Yeah, bro. If you go back and watch that game, it was a rubbish game. It's so scrappy. But for us, it felt like, especially for myself, it just felt like this massive occasion. And you're right. We won 7 in a row. I remember it clearly because obviously, and I was like, this is just, what is my life? It was just such a ride. And then it came crashing down to earth. We didn't make finals.
But we weren't that far off.
Nah, we weren't. We needed to win a game in Townsville to to make it, and we botched it.
And the year after, we almost went undefeated, but we botched that as well. Let's not bring that one up.
Memories.
Yeah, very bad ones.
No.
You said something that sparked my memory. You said like it wasn't really guaranteed for you. Like you know, if you told yourself at 16 you'd play one NRL game, why is that?
Yeah, and it's not like not looking for any sympathy or anything, but I just wasn't like a standout junior, and that's just the reality. Like I don't think I was ever like bad at footy, but I was never a gun. Like I played Division 2 local park footy till I was 16, and then I got picked up by Panthers when I was 18 for the SG ball, and like what sort of got me in the side was probably always like being pretty fit, being pretty reliable. Like if you told me to do something, I was going to do it to the best of my abilities. And I'd like to say I always tried to be tough, but I certainly wasn't like super skillful. I didn't have great sort of footy IQ, and there was no like physical gifts about me. But I feel like there's a lesson in that. I feel like just being fit, tough and reliable can take you a long way, and then it's just up to you to try and fill the gaps everywhere else. And so I've always sort of hung my hat on those three things, and then just tried to get better and just tried to work really hard at the rest of the things and give myself a chance. And yeah, I reckon those three things in rugby league especially will get you in a lot of doors.
Yeah, I think you're a good example of that. Like hard work. Like, what does hard work look like to you?
Yeah, it's
I know people throw it around like, oh, just it's work ethic. It's
yeah.
hard. It's just work hard and you'll get there.
Well,
but what does that look like?
Everyone can work hard, but it's like it's being detailed with that and being really deliberate. And it's probably easy to work hard for an hour on the field, but it's like, what are you doing in the rest of the day? What are you doing away from training? Like working hard is also making sacrifices and the things you put on your plate. Not going to events like maybe your 18-year-old mates are that you're stinging to go to as well. Not going to camping festivals at New Year's that when other people are, and it's that thing. So yeah, it's about making sacrifices and just like making the right decision all the time, even when it's not comfortable, even when it's going to hurt, even when it's not easy.
I ask this to quite a lot of our guests, but if there was a young fella coming to you for advice, wanting to obviously play hooker or make the NRL one day, what would you tell them?
Yeah, if it was like, I get a fair few kids message me about like being a hooker, and I probably like, I reckon there's better examples to look at if you're trying to model your game. I think there's blokes in the league, certainly with way more well-rounded games, and I would say go look at them and study them. But I would always, go back to that character, like being hardworking, being fit, being reliable will get you that'll get you in a lot of doors. I reckon being fit is it's probably not underrated, but you just can't be fit enough in rugby league. The fitter you are, the more you're in a game, the more you're able to take opportunities, the more you're able to see and look for opportunities. You're not in survival mode as much. Like
think better under pressure. Yeah,
you think better under pressure. You just can't be fit enough. And like all the best players in our team, Nath, Yowie, Dill, they're so fit. They're so fit. And that's why like, how does Nath come up with these players? He's just he's so fit. And it's not always like fitness test fit. He's good at that stuff as well, but he's so footy fit. He trains at such a high intensity. He does reps with such intention that it makes the game slow down a little bit for him. When everyone's getting tired, he's still operating at that level, and he can think clearly. He has the skills in him still under fatigue to make that play. So that's one big thing, I reckon.
I love that. What do you guys do for training normally in the preseason now? Like, do you still do those 4-minute runs?
Yeah, 4-minute runs are a staple, and they're like, you never look forward to it. That's one thing. I get anxiety thinking about it now. It never gets easier because it's always you versus you. It's always you versus your scores from last year. The 4-minute runs. They're
else?
Relentless. We do the yo-yo and we do the Bronco.
What do you do for the Bronco and yo-yo?
Me personally?
Yeah.
Yo-yo, I'm not that good because I'm not that fast, but like when I say I'm not that good, I'll get high 18s. It's good. It's good, but you hear of blokes getting 20, 21 and stuff like that.
Who's the best out of Dill, yeah?
Yeah.
What's he getting?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he's gotten 20, 21 maybe. Bronco, I'm all right at the Bronco. Something about that works for me. I'll get like 4.29, I think is my PB.
Fuck, what?
Yeah. And then when Dill heard about that, he had to come and beat that. So I think he got a 4.26 or 4.25 or something like that.
Fuck,
but our boys are fit. Like across the board, there are blokes like low 30s, heaps at Penrith.
Dill's like pound for pound, just so good at it.
Mate, if there was some like Survivor game or something like that, or American Ninja Warrior, he'd be a freak because he's just so fit, so strong, bro. You
He
know
can
how he's in the gym.
He can
man.
throw him too. He can fucking
and
throw
he can
him.
throw him. He can throw him. The Baldy. He's a weapon, bro. He's a weapon. He's like, you seen Split? James McAvoy. You know that guy has a lot of different personalities.
Oh yes.
He turns into the beast, and he like runs to that still.
Because like he's normally like he's nice like 9 times out of 10, but when you fucking piss him off, fucking hell.
No, and he's just a competitor as well. He's got that mental. He'll come in each preseason. I'll run way more than him in the off season. I'll be so anxious about coming back day one being fit, and he'll drink beers and drink wines with Nadine, his beautiful partner, all preseason. We'll hardly get off the couch, and he'll roll in day one. And even though it hurts him, he knows deep down that he's fitter than me. He just needs to get there in his head, and he'll just something will just click. And no matter how bad it kills him, he'll just beat you every time. He's just the Terminator, bro. He's a weapon.
I fucking love that.
He's a weapon.
Because I used to remember
he'll come in heavy every preseason and still
we used to have like when I'll squat. Like I'd watch it. He can squat too.
Yeah, no, he's a freak in the gym.
I went on a bit of a deep dive with those 4-minute runs. So you start from the try line to try line basically, right?
Trial line, 4 minutes.
So 10 laps altogether. And I'm like, I'm like, what?
You don't stop at 10.
You don't stop at 10. You keep, but the baseline's to make a K, isn't it?
Yeah, if you could do a K every time, you're doing well.
Yeah. So I was like, why that? Like, have you been told why you guys do it?
We spoke about it as in from a rugby league sense that ball in play cycles, as we call them, before there's a stoppage, they sort of like average around 4 minutes in the NRL.
Yep.
So if we could work that hard and get our meters per minute, get our heart rate up, and get ourselves moving that quick over 4 minutes, and then repeat that 4 times, it would condition us really well for those cycles in a game. But sounds like you know a bit more.
No, because I dived deep into it, and I was like trying to figure out where we got this great conditioning drill from. Yeah. I actually found something in Norway. It's like a Norwegian 4x4. They call it. Yeah. And they believe that if you're running, they don't believe like the way we set it up, but if you're running at a high intensity for 90-95% of your max, right, that's what you get great benefits from that.
Scientific about it.
Correct. Yeah. So it's great for like VO2 max. So you know what VO2 max is?
Not exactly.
So it's basically like your body promoting and pushing oxygen while you're doing a physical exercise, right? Endurance, stamina, that kind of stuff. And if you do that 4x4 and continue to do that, you'll get massive benefits and increase your cardiovascular drive, I guess.
Thank you to the Norwegians.
Shout
out Norway.
God bless, man. God bless.
You, mate. Go
enjoy that if anyone's watching. If you want to go try it out, it's a fun exercise.
No, it's not.
I spoke to Nathan, our friend. He's actually got a question for you.
What did he have to say for himself? What's this going to be?
You guys are very close.
Yeah, we're good mates.
Yeah, of course you are.
I'm sure he'll be a good mate about this and it won't be a stitch up.
No, it wasn't a stitch up.
Okay.
Well, one question was asking about his bird watching and what his favourite bird is. We asked that.
Yeah.
But he wants to know, it'll be interesting to hear how he's felt more comfortable being himself and growing into a leader over the last few years. How he juggles having a good time but also being a leader at the same time.
Wow. I was expecting something stupid. Shout out Nathan. I've always wanted to be a leader, and I don't know where that comes from because it's certainly not like I don't want the accolades or anything that come with it, but I just like, I love being in a team environment and knowing that I'm helping us go in the direction that we need to. It's like I love trying to set an example and helping push my teammates, and I probably love that so much because I've seen some of the best in the game to do it. In the guy who sent that question, in Isaiah Yo, over the years, James Fisher-Harris, blokes like that, like. I probably just admire the way that those guys carry themselves and they train, and they'll just bust their ass, and you can see it in their mind ticking over when they want to take an easy out, but they know that everyone's watching them, and so they'll be those guys to go that extra mile, push that little bit harder, and hurt themselves that little bit more because they know everyone else is going to see that, and it's going to inspire them. So I've probably always just wanted to model myself off those guys and play some small part on the next guys that come through. It's probably a little bit of it's probably a little bit selfish in that respect, that you want to be known as a good teammate, and you want to leave a little bit of a legacy behind, and you want the younger guys who are going to be there when you're gone to maybe hopefully one day speak about you the way that you're speaking about, guys that move on like yourself. And so it's probably where that comes from. And the second bit about juggling, having a good time, I just think that's in me. Like I love a beer, like, and that's no secret. And I think I'll always love that, and always, I believe, like in having a good time and what having a night out can do for a team and connection and bring you all closer and deepen those bonds that you have with each other. But I've certainly had some lessons over the last few years as well. I've been pulled up by leaders, by coaches for taking it a bit too far, and I've had to learn as I've grown as a leader that I'm not that 21-year-old kid that was with you that could have a few wines before the game and go out, and I would sort of love that everyone thought, oh, look at him, he can rip in on a night out, then rip in at training or rip in a game sort of thing. So, yeah, I've probably dialed it back a bit in that as I've grown in a leader because, yeah, I'm conscious of the example I'm setting, but I'm always going to sort of, put my hand up to be a bit of a social captain and stuff like that because in the same reason I think setting a good example and training is good for the team, I reckon like encouraging that chemistry off the field is really good for the team as well. So I'm always going to drive that.
I love that. So you're now the new cultural architect of the Panthers, by the sounds of it.
It's a big title. But there are rumours. No, I think because I've tried to organise the last few Mad Mondays and stuff like that because I know there's guys who don't want to think about that while they're preparing for finals, but I sort of like the distraction. It gets my mind off the game. So, I like to organise a few piss-ups when the time is right. And, we've certainly had a few really fun ones the last few years.
Is the dice still there? The punishment dice?
The dice is still in. I'll keep that in-house.
Is it the same punishment? Is it the same dice that I brought?
Evolution's important. The same dice, that's a busted dice. We need a new one. It's that same big thing. That thing's terrible. You can get it to land on any number you want if you know what you're doing.
It's 5 years old.
Yeah, I know. It's time for a change.
I can't remember where I bought it. What did I buy it?
For a change, actually.
How many punishments is there?
There's always a lot of 6 on the dice, but how many people get pulled up? Always a lot in pre-season, and then it levels.
No, sorry. Did we used to do 10?
I don't know. Maybe before me, maybe. We just do the dice and we do 6.
Okay, fair enough. Is the nude gauntlet still on there? My favourite.
Yeah. It sure is. And that's as much as I'm saying about that.
Fair enough. Well, the thing I like about you as well, like you're not afraid to call things how you see it and call people out when you're pretty courageous in that sense. And I remember you went and attended the Palestine march as well when you walked the Harbour Bridge, and that was pretty empowering. There was so many people that day. Yeah. Why did you feel compelled to go?
Mate, I think
it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
But why do you feel connected to support them?
Well, look, I think for a long time, probably like a year or so, I, like a lot of people, had the luxury of just burying my head in the sand. And, on my social media, I would see footage from this foreign conflict and it's got nothing to do with me. So I wouldn't worry about it. But a few people that I admire and, I really value their thoughts and opinions on a lot of sort of social issues were sort of just like relentless with, they continue to bring this thing up and talk about it. And suddenly I was like, this must be important. Like it's at least worth my curiosity, I suppose. And so I started looking into it just a little bit. And the more I looked into it, the more I couldn't look away. And once you do that, I just, started to look into it and started to develop some thoughts and feelings about that and decided it was a cause that I didn't mind if people didn't thought differently of me because I shared it. It was important enough to me that it was something I was going to be a bit vocal about. And going to the march was a really small gesture Tago and I could do to show up and throw some support behind that. And it was mainly because we're trying to hold our government responsible, or at least bring their attention to a lot of the population don't like the fact that Australia is involved in the F-35 fighter jet supply chain. And I get that that's a really complex thing and it's not easy just to click your fingers and pull out of. But the reality is that our government, as a middle power, is complicit in a genocide. And, I think if you've thought about this thing at all and looked into it all, you'll come to the same conclusion that we don't want to be a country that is involved in dropping bombs on innocent men, women and children. And it shouldn't be something that is polarising. Unfortunately, it is. But I was ready to wear the flag with that one. But I've copped a way more support than I have negativity from that. And, it's something I'll continue to be vocal about it. It's not something I'm posting about every day, but I think I've made my stance clear on that.
Oh, yeah.
Funnily enough, and I don't mind bringing this up, I was doing a live cross with Fox League from my house not too long ago, and I wore a Free Palestine shirt, and right before I went on air, the guy who was in my house with the camera set it up, he got a phone call. He didn't say anything, and then I saw when the shot was there, they cropped my t-shirt out of the cut.
Are you joking?
And that was something that probably left a little bit poor taste in my mouth. And I get it, Fox, and that sort of media conglomerate and where their loyalties lie. But it's something that I'm willing to just continue to stand on. It's something I care about. Like, there's a few social issues which, I think as you just get older, you care a little less what people think about you, and you're a bit more willing to just be authentic. And that's where I'm at with that.
Love that, brother. I love that. All right, let's switch gears a bit.
Let's do it.
Truth or sauce?
Truth. Hit me.
No, that's not how it goes. It's just
Well, you're looking at me like you wanted to spot. Hit me.
I love that. That's so staying in. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna switch it.
What am I meant to say?
Oh no, fair enough. You obviously thought about a few questions, right? For me,
I've got some questions.
I want to throw it to you.
All right, let me ask you some questions.
You can go first.
So I'm just gonna unlock my phone here and ask you a few questions. Actually, while we're here, do you want to get into that? I don't know if you can see that. Do you want to explain to the audience what's going on in this moment?
All right.
Take the phone as well.
All right, you want to take the phone? Okay, who's messaging you now? All right, so if you can see that there. So I was on tour with the Kangaroos in 2016 over in England for the Four Nations, and I had the privilege to go and watch my boyhood club, Arsenal, train. I think it was down in a little suburb called Colney, I think it was. And anyway, this moment here, that's with Gabriel Paulista, he's a Brazilian centre-back. Anyway, I was shaking all the players' hands. They were about to step onto the pitch for training, and him being Brazilian and being very passionate, you know what I mean? They love using like hand gestures, hugs, kissing, whatever. Oh. And he's coming for a hug instead of a handshake, and that's obviously caught me off guard. And this wasn't a photo; this was a video, and I'll obviously recover. So my hand comes in like that, but then I went and patted him on
I don't know if you recover very smoothly. Yeah, that's good.
Oh, I hate you
now,
for that.
Let me get to where I was getting to.
Okay.
Where are my notes? Thought about this morning. I thought it was fitting over a red wine. My questions, they're not G-ups. They're a bit more sort of deep and meaningful, I suppose. So I said, first question. You had a storied career in the game, and like in any career, it came with some pretty defining moments. I'm sort of thinking about like you turning down a big offer at Canberra, you moving on from the club that was home for you for a lot of years, and a bit of an infamous fallout with an NRL coach. Question for you is, what's your biggest regret from your playing career, or thing that you might have done differently if you had your time over?
Biggest regret? I don't think I regret anything, but if I had my time over one particular moment, it's probably the way I left Panthers. And because I was a bit too emotional, and I was really hurt the way I left and the way I got told and whatnot. And it was because I've said it a couple of times before, but it was like 2 days after Mad Monday. Obviously drinking for a couple of days now. We just lost the grand final. Like, I was highly emotional at that time. And then I got a message from Ivan to come have a coffee, and my gut told me, I always kind of go with whatever my gut says, and it told me it wasn't going to be a good meeting, it wasn't going to be a good catch-up. Anyway, I still went. Anyway, when I rocked up, I saw him with Matty Cameron, and that kind of reaffirmed that this meeting wasn't going to be any good. And when I spoke to him and sat down with them, and it was mainly Matty Cameron, like, kind of leading the discussion. And it was around, I understood it at the time, but it was just kind of the way it all came about. It was, Charlie Staines was coming on the scene then, and that he was going to be the first choice winger on the left edge there in my spot. And I go, I get it. And they were saying, like, if you were to stay, like, you'd be in reserve grade for the whole year. And I don't know if I should have pushed harder. I think back about this quite a bit, because I
pushed harder to
stay. Like, but I remember asking, like, I even remember saying I'll take a pay cut if it's money. I'll take a pay cut, but you can't do that. You know, you just can't do it in the NRL. Like Tommy Turuva tried to do it, and you just can't do it. So that wasn't the issue. I go, is there any way I can stay? And I remember Matty Cameron just giving me a flat chat. No, like there's just no chance. And then, but then I don't know. For some reason, I feel like I should have pushed harder.
Right.
I don't know why.
And
like
bet on yourself a bit more to take
and
that
just because I was there for the first week of preseason in 2021.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
And I don't know, man. Like, because I remember the minute that meeting finished, I got on the call with my manager, and I was just so fucking angry, and I was just like get me a club. Like this just happened. Like I'm out. Like I can't believe they did that to me. Like and I feel I shouldn't have had that. Like I should have. I just kind of thought to myself, fuck, I was there for 9 years, 10 years almost. I kind of took unders in 14 and whatnot, and I did so much for the club, for the community. Like that was my home. Like my heart was there. Like I was so attached to that club. And when it happened, I was just kind of hurt by it. Maybe I didn't react the best way that I should have. That's probably one. I guess that's a regret.
There you go. Am I asking you another question, or are you asking me?
Yeah, you go again. Might as well. I'll let you run it.
All right. So from the outside looking in, you've transitioned out of the game into life post footy quite well, but I'm sure it's been pretty rocky at times. What are the biggest challenges you've faced in this new chapter, and what are some of the best lessons you've learnt along the way?
Challenges, probably stay more present. Because I'm wearing a different hat every single day, it's very hard to kind of really just take a beat, relax, breathe, and focus on what really matters in life. And I feel like being not present, I take time away from my kids and my partner, which has been a bit of a juggling act and it's been difficult. But I'm getting better every day. Yeah. The initial phase when I first retired was extremely difficult because I remember I was a partner in a business where that was kind of my transition away from rugby league, and I kind of got burnt in that process, and I put all my eggs in one basket, so that domino fell, and I still wasn't expecting to retire that soon, and so my main source of income fell over as well. Yeah, and then my wife told me that she was pregnant, so that was another big.
Yeah, head would have been spinning.
Yeah, not many people know this, but I only had like 2 months left of savings. To like pay my mortgage, and I was dusted. Like I was that's how much pressure I was under, and and also like the state I was in. Like I don't like using the term that I was depressed because I know a lot of people out there have it much tougher than me, so I don't want to use that as a cop out. But I'm a pretty positive person, I like to think, and I was not myself. Like I was just.
That's also there's a danger in saying like, I can't say I'm depressed because people have it harder for me. Everything's relative. Like your troubles are your troubles, and you can't minimise them just because other people are doing it. It's just tougher, you know what I mean?
I've always been the provider, the protector, my whole life. Even like when I was living at home with my sisters, and when I wasn't that as well. So like maybe not the rugby league player, okay, that was tough in itself. But now not being the person to provide for my family, like me back up against the wall. Didn't know what I was going to do with myself. Didn't know where my life was going to take me. Didn't know what I was passionate about. Yeah. Didn't know if I could pay my mortgage and keep my house. Like, there were pretty big questions that I didn't have answers for at the time. And I don't know, a light switch just went off and I got myself out of it. And
yeah, bloody oath you did.
I've got this beautiful studio that you're in now, talking to you. That I did, like when I retired, I didn't have this as a plan. Yeah. Like podcasting was never a plan. Yeah. It just happened. And we talk about luck. Sometimes luck's involved. You can't really explain it, but definitely some challenging times.
Brother, you've done very well.
Don't get me wrong. Like there are times, like people say, "Do you miss it?" I'm like, "Fucking if I do." Yeah, 100% I miss. Anyone that says they don't miss it, that's an ex-footballer or an ex-professional athlete. They're lying to you. Yeah. They're lying to you. Like, it's the best. I just love competing against one another. Like being in a group of high-performing athletes and people that all wanting the best for each other, banter, having fun, eating right, routine. Like, are you serious? like, yeah, it comes with a few sacrifices that you got to give up, like your body and your mind sometimes. Like, you're given a piece every single time you take a footy field. But I would never change a thing.
Yeah.
Never in the world. So, yeah. I think that's your answer.
Wow, brother.
That's wow. I think that's the deepest I've ever gotten on this podcast. And it's thanks to you, mate.
No, mate.
I want to ask you...
Talk to me.
Because this is on now. Now we're not going deep. I feel like I need to go deep now.
You can take it back.
All right. I have to ask you this. You said that you've walked a fine line when it comes to like being a professional athlete and then obviously having a beer and whatnot.
Yeah.
Can you run me through what you were thinking when you uploaded that story on Boxing Day?
Well,
Are you gonna?
I wasn't trying to.
Okay.
It was just a joke I was trying to make to a mate on how bent I looked. But I didn't do that. I didn't do that at all. And I put that on my story and obviously, and I thought I deleted it on that way up. And because I was in a bit of a state. And yeah, I made a fool of myself. And obviously the jokes and the connotations I was making is, yeah, you can't do that in my position. And I paid the price for it, not only from my wallet, because I copped a nice fine for it, and I let my teammates down because I had to miss a game for it. But I stressed my mum out because she thought it was a bigger deal than it was, and I was involved in stuff that I wasn't.
Yeah.
And it was just a poor look for myself. But we live and we learn, Josh.
No, of course
we live and we learn.
What were the repercussions from that? What was the fine?
I got 10K fine and 1 game suspension. Yeah.
Fuck.
For making an innuendo. Which, I get it. They've got a hard stance on drugs, and the legalisation of drugs is a whole other topic. But
could have been pedestrian lines soon.
Oh,
could be.
And
Could be.
if you've been on Boxing Day, there's lots of us. No, but yeah. No, I got punished, and it's probably fair enough. Like, it was dumb. Obviously, it was an accident, but it was dumb, and I wore it.
Question 2, and I'm gonna delete that other question I had, and I want to go deep on this one. But who was a mentor? Who were the big influences in your life growing up?
Yeah, obviously, I'd start with my siblings. I love them to death, and I'm the youngest of 3. My brother's 4 years older than me. Our sister, the oldest, is 8 years older than me, and these things that we talk about me and parts of my personality or identity that away from footy, like sort of like how my love of literature and art and stuff like that, I got that from looking up to my bigger sister. She's an English teacher, super smart. The way she engages with like texts and the way she teaches is something I really admire. And then sort of the adventure-y sort of wildlife, conservation stuff I picked up from my brother, from being a younger brother and looking up to him. So certainly those guys, they've in ways that they wouldn't even know, like, have helped me separate myself from just being a footy player, which I think is really important, because there'll be a time where I'm no longer a footy player. So if that's all I ever was, I'll be pretty lost. So I'm pretty thankful to those guys that they keep me, they keep me engaged with things that have got nothing to do with footy and allow me to feel like I'm a bit more multifaceted and have things outside of my life than the game. And then, my parents. But I've also, I had a teacher in English who I really looked up to. He played a lot of rugby throughout his life, and he was a guy that, was not only sort of like sensitive and thoughtful and really smart and really loved art and literature and things that I cared about, but he was still like a jock in many respects, and that's me. I'm still, as much as some people say, oh, you do things differently, I'm still very much a rugby league player in many ways, and like fit that bill and that stereotype. And so he was a guy I looked up to. I was like sort of 17, 18 and in high school, and still catch up with him, admire him a lot. And then coming into grade, Cam Siriato and Ivan, they're big role models for me. Ciro's obviously moved on, but legend guy, and I've learned a lot from him, and same with Ivan. So they're probably, off the top of my head, some role models.
Did you go to Spain for a literature course or something?
I did a
What was that again?
I did a 2-day creative writing course in Spain.
How do you get that much done in 2 days?
You just go with a woman who runs these things around the world, and it's just like 8 hours a day, just getting prompts and working on your writing, and then having to share with the group. It was me and 7 old ladies, and we're in the south of Spain, and it was just all day just dribbling, just writing waffle, and then sharing it with the group and getting critiqued and working on it. A lot of these women were published authors, not like household names or anything, but aspiring writers and stuff like that. And I just, on my travels across Europe, I wanted to do something that wasn't just drinking. So I tried to include a few things like that along the way, which, I'm glad I did it.
Oh, fuck, I love you. Yeah. I love you. Well, let me just pour a little bit more wine in that glass.
Let's do it.
Cheers.
Yes, my brother. Happily.
Customary here on Unscripted. I want to thank you so much for coming on the show, my brother. I really appreciate it. I love you. You're one of my favourite teammates that I've ever played with, and I genuinely mean that. And, of course, I wish you nothing but the best and a big 2026, my man.
I love you too, brother. Thanks for having me.
Salute.
Salute.